morning, dear student. I am your English teacher. Today we are going to explain a beautiful story. The beautiful name story is the selfie giant. Giant means very large. This is a story related giant and the children. What was the relation between both of them? In starting, giant was very angry. He shouted at the children who were playing in the garden of giant. But how he changed after some time. This is a story related with this all. Now we are going to read the story one by one. My dear students, all you will listen. Every afternoon as they would come from school, the children would go and play in the giant's garden. It was a large, lovely garden with soft green grass here and there. Over the grass stood beautiful flowers like stars, and there were 12 peach trees there in the springtime, broke out into the delicate blossoms of pink and pearl, and in the autumn bore rich fruit. The birds sat on the trees and sang so sweet that the children used to stop their games in order to listen them. How happy are we here! They cried to each other. Means student when they were coming from school, every day they were going over there in giant's garden and they were enjoying. One day the giant came and he visited his friend the Cornish ogre and had stayed with him 7 years. When he comes, giant comes after 7 years. What he see that students are playing in his garden. Now we will go on the second page. When he arrived, he saw the children playing in the garden. When he saw that children are playing, what are you doing here? He cried in a very gruff voice, and the children ran away. When he shouts, all the children ran away. This is my garden. Nobody can come. He paced. Both trespassers will be prosecuted. Means without permission, nobody can come in my garden. He was very selfish giant indeed. The poor children had now nowhere to play. They tried to play on the streets, but the streets were very dusty and full of here, stones and there. Now children have nowhere, no any place to play. They were playing in the street, but street was very dusty and full hard of stones. They did not like it. They used to wander round to high walls when their lessons were over and talk about the beautiful garden inside. When they were playing in the street, they were remembering that how the beautiful garden of giants, how they were playing. Now we will come on the next page. Children think how happy we were there, they said to each other. They were saying that how happy we were over there. Then the spring came and all over the country there were little blossoms and little birds. Only in the garden of the selfish giant it was still winter. Because giants passed that nobody can come without his permission, so spring did not come in his garden. He was wrapped in furs and rose and about the garden and blew the chimney pots down. This is a delightful sport, he said. We must ask the hail and on the visit. So the hail came every day for 3 hours. He rattled on the roof of the castle till he broke most of the stairs, and then he ran down and down the garden as fast as he could go. He was dressed in grey and his breath was like ice. Means everywhere was spring, but spring did not come in the garden of giants. Everywhere was winter, ice, and hell. I cannot understand why the spring is so late in the coming. Giant is thinking that everywhere is spring, but spring did not come in my garden. As he sat in the window and looked out at the cold white garden, I hope there will be a change in the weather. He thinks after some time maybe there is any change and spring will come in my garden. But the spring never came. But spring did not come in the garden of giants. One morning the giant was laying awake in bed. One day he was sleeping on his bed. Suddenly he listened a voice of a small bird, linnet, singing outside his window. But it was so long since he had heard a bird sing in his garden. It seems to be the most beautiful music in the world. He did not listen any sound. This sound was very good for the giants. I believe spring has come. He thought that this is the bird is singing a song. I think spring has come. I believe spring has come at last, said the giant, and he jumped out of the bed and looked out. He comes out from the bed and he looks in the window. Now come on the next page. What did he see? He saw a most wonderful sight. Through a little hole in the wall of the children had crept in. He saw that some children came into his garden from a small hole. Sitting in the branches of the tree, they are playing in the branches of tree. Could see there was little child, and the trees were so glad. Means when children came, so all the trees were happy. Gently above the children's head, the birds were flying about, the twittering with delight, and the flowers were looking up through the green grass and laughing. It was a lovely scene. Only one corner. It was still winter. It was the farther corner of the garden, and it was the standing a little boy. He was so small that he could not reach up the branches of the tree, and he was wandering all round in crying bitterly. The poor tree was still quite covered with frost and snow. Only the one corner was there. There was no spring. The giant's heart melted. Giant see a small child that he could not up to the tree. So the giant's heart melted as he looked out. How selfish I have been, he said. Now I know why the spring would not come here. Now giant's heart melted and he thought, oh my God, how hard or how selfish I have been. I will put the poor little boy on the top of the tree. He goes to near the little boy, and he takes little boy and sit on the branch of the tree. He was really very sorry for what he done. He says, very, very sorry what I have done. So he crept downstairs and opened the front door of quite softly. He goes to the door and opened the door softly for the children. The giant stole up behind the little boy and took him gently in his hand and put up on the tree, and the tree broke at once into blossoms. Now trees are happy, and the birds came and sang on it, and suddenly birds comes and sing sweetly. Saw that giant was not wicked any longer, came running towards him. It is your garden now, little children, said the giant. Now the giant heart has melted, and now he is very kind for the children. And he took a great axe and knocked down the wall. And when the people were going to the market at 12 o'clock, they found the giants playing with the children in the most beautiful garden they had ever. He took a axe and down the wall. He knocked down the wall. Means he breaks the wall. And when the people were going to the market 12 o'clock, so other people who were going to market, what they see that giant is playing with the children. All day long they played, and in the playing they came to the giants to bid him goodbye. All day when children come from the school, daily they come to play in the garden of giant. All day long they played, and in the evening they came to the giant to goodbye. Every afternoon when school was over, the children came and played with the giant. The giant was very kind to all the children. Now giant is very changed. Years went by, giant grew very older and feeble. Now giant is very weak and he is very old. He could not play about anymore, so he sat in a huge armchair and watched the children in their games. Now he does not play with children because he is very old. He sits on the armchair and he sees that how they are playing and admired his garden. And I have many beautiful flowers, but he said, children are the most beautiful flowers of all. He said, In my garden there are so many beautiful flowers, but the children are the most beautiful flowers. Okay, dear children, it was a story how it was. Goodbye, all of you.